Hello everybody, it's Alex here from wpeagle.com. Now in this video we're going to add some forms to our WordPress website, and we're going to use a plugin which I would highly recommend, and I use it on a lot of my client sites and my own sites, and that plugin is called GravityForms. You may have heard of it, it's very popular. It is a premium plugin, so you do have to pay a few dollars for it, but I find it well worth the money. If you want to go and check it out, I'll put a link up on the screen now, and I'll also put a link in the description. If you use my link, I would be most grateful. If you appreciate my videos, obviously I will get a little bit of a kickback on that. But if you don't want to use it, just go to gravityforms.com and get it for yourself. In terms of pricing, let's just have a quick look at the pricing options. Now I have a developer license because I use it on lots of sites, so just for the $199 you can use it on as many websites as you like. But if you just got the one site, then the personal license is just $39, and that gives you 1 year of updates and support. I think if you want to upgrade or downgrade at any time, that's fine, you can do that too. Now some of the features that I really like with GravityForms are the fact that it's very easy to create forms for a start, but also that you can keep all the entries within the WordPress backend. So if you lose any emails or whatever, you can just go back into your WordPress and have a look at all the entries on your forms. You can do some really clever things like multi-page forms and conditional logic forms, which are basically forms that kind of change depending on what the user enters. So really clever stuff. But without any more chit chat, I'm going to get the plugin up and running, and we're going to add some forms to the test site. Okay, I'm already logged into the WP Eagle test site, which is where I mess about. It's at test.wpeagle.com, but you may or may not want to go and check it out. It changes all the time depending on what videos I'm up to, but it's here and it's got a basic theme installed, and looks a bit of a mess, but we haven't spent much time on it. But it doesn't have any forms at the moment. Now the theme that I've installed is Propulsion theme, and it does come with a contact form, but it's kind of limited. It just sends you an email and you can't really do much with it, so it's probably not enough for most people, which is why we're going to use GravityForms. Now I've already purchased GravityForms obviously, and I've installed it. You install it like any other plugin. Once you bought it, you download the zip file, and then you go into plugins and add new, and then you can upload the file and it's done. Once it's installed and activated, you get a new option down the left hand side here, which is called Forms. Funnily enough, it's quite obvious. When you click on Form, here we've got the blank slate, no forms at all. Then what I'm going to do is I'm just going to click Add New, and I'm going to make this is going to be for the Contact Us page. I am actually going to create two forms. I'm going to create one for the Contact Us page and one for the sidebar, so you can get an idea of the different uses. You can give it a description if you want. Contact Us page form, and then if you click Create Form, that's our form created. Now it doesn't have any fields obviously when we start it, so we have to start adding some fields. So in a contact form you need, and the first thing is probably a name. So I've come over here, and these are all the fields that we can add to our forms. And you can you've got standard fields, advanced fields, lots of other complicated fields. For now we're just going to go into standard fields and advanced fields. The first one I say is name. So to add it, I'm just going to click it, and then it appears over here on the left, which is our form. By default it asks for first and last name, but if you click this little arrow here, you can start to set it up as you like. So it doesn't necessarily have to be called name, it could be your name. And you don't have to have first and last if you don't. You could just have a simple, where you just have one box, or you could go for a really extended complicated type name where you get Mr. and a suffix and all kinds of stuff. So I think we'll just go for simple for now. And then we want to tick this box here, which makes it a required field, so people have to fill that in. If you go into the advanced, here's loads of other stuff that you can play around with. So you can give it a label for yourself, you can change the size of the field, and a whole list of other things which we won't go into today because we just want a simple form. So I've done the name. Now the next piece of information I think we need to collect will be a phone number. So I'm just going to click over here on phone. And here we go, it's added the phone field, sorry. By default it has an American type format of number. If you set it to international, then it makes it whatever type of phone number you want. Again, I'm going to make it required. That's all I want on that one. Next is going to be email. So again, I'm going to open it up. I'm going to make it required. The other option you've got on email is you can ask for a confirmation, which basically means they have to type their email in twice so that you can be sure that hopefully they've typed the wrong one in. I'm not going to have that for now. And there's nothing else I want for email. So we've got your name, phone number, email address. Okay, let's have a paragraph of text. So for this one, it could be your message. And you can set like a maximum characters if you want. Again, want it to be required. And then for the last one, I'm just going to show you a couple of other fields. So we've got like checkbox, which is quite cool. So I'm just going to click checkboxes. And so here, you know, they're like tick boxes. So this could be when should we call you? I don't know, or something like that. Today, tomorrow, next week, something like that. So you can add your choices there, and you can, you know, rearrange the order of them. If you've got a whole load, you can bulk add them, so you can just type in a massive big long list, copy and paste them in from somewhere, or you can there's like some pre-built ones like days of the week and stuff, so you can easily just create your drop downs, and we don't need that to be required. So that's our simple form. So that's all updated successfully. It's obviously not on any pages yet. We'll do that in a second. But while we're here, we'll have a look at a few of the settings. So the first one is the form settings. So I just went to form settings and then form settings again. We've already given it a name and description. And there's a few things you can play around with here. So where the labels are, whether they're at the top or the left or the right, where the descriptions are. You can add special CSS classes, which is probably a bit technical, but if you know what a CSS class is, then that might be useful. You can change the button. Let's put it as I don't know, get send message. That sounds good. And you can have a schedule. You can limit the number of people that can fill it in. All sorts of things. You can have an anti-spam honeypot. But for now, I'm going to leave all these and keep it quite simple. The next is confirmations. So by default, you'll get a little message come up that says thanks for contacting. We'll get in touch with you shortly, but you can have a few different options. So for example, you could redirect them to a page, or you can redirect them to another website. Now these are useful if you need to track your conversions, which I will go through in another video because that's kind of another subject. But for now, we'll just leave it as text and have thanks for getting in touch. That will appear when someone sends the form. I'm going to click save confirmation. Okay, the next one is notifications. Now this is important because this is basically where the emails go once someone fills in the form. So by default you get an admin notification, which by default will go to the email address that's set as the admin within your WordPress settings, which is normally fine, but you could change that to another email address. You can set the from name, so where it comes from. So it comes from, let's say it comes from WP Eagle. Again, you can put the from email. It's going to, again, insert the admin email, but it could be something else to reply to, etc. So you could send it off to a client, for example, once someone fills in a form, or you could send it off to another member of staff. Here's the message that you get. So it's going to say new submission from, and then it's going to insert the form title. And then it's just going to dump all the fields in the email. So it'll just be a list of whatever someone's filled in the form. You can add extra fields, and obviously, you know, you can add whatever you like in here. So it could be, I might put, here's the message, and then there it's going to dump it. Insert dump. That's probably not a nice word. Insert all the data that they've entered. But I say, yeah, you can insert specific fields over here. This little drop down, you can like insert their name, their phone number, you know, message. So up here, you know, we could say new submission from, rather than the form, we could insert the guy's name, which is the your name field. Oh, it's put it down there. My cursor moved. Let's put it up here. It's still putting it up there. I don't know why that is. I'm just going to copy and paste it. You can do that too. Right. And so, for example, here you could have the reply to as email. So what that will do is when you get the message come in and say you want to reply to them straight away, you can just click reply in your email, and then it will use the email that they typed into the form so that you could send a reply straight back. Okay, so that's all done. We'll click update. So I'm going to get my emails, and when I reply, I can reply back, and this is the message I'm going to get. It's going to say, here's the message. It's going to put their name in, and then it's going to put all the other fields in, including the name again, probably. Okay, so the last thing we need to do is add this to our Contact Us page. So I've got the website open in this tab here. We haven't got a contact us page, so let's go to new, and then I'm going to do new page. I'm going to call it contact us. Okay, and then you'll see that there's this button that's appeared since we've installed GravityForms, which says add form. So if we click that, we can select a form, contact us. I don't know why my tick boxes have gone a bit weird, but you can basically say if you want to display the form title, which we will. Description, no, and then you can decide whether you want AX or not. I normally leave that off, but it's up to you. I think you get a nice effect if you turn that on. And then all that's done is basically inserted a shortcode which says it's the Gravity form. The form ID is 2, and then the name and whether to show the description is set to false. But it's done all that for me. That's pretty much it. I'm going to put publish. And then if we go and view this page, here's the form that we just created. So I'm going to fill it in. My name is Alex. My phone number is 0123456789110. My email is eagle@wpeagle.com. This is a test message, is my message, and you should call me tomorrow. And let's click send message. So there we go. The message has been sent. There's our little message that we put, and we're all done. Now if I go into the back end, see that the third option down under the forms section is entries, and if we go in there, this is where we'll find all the messages. So here's the one that I just said, that I just sent even, and there's all the details. You can click there to view it. There we go, and you can resend it, print it. It's very useful. Okay, so I'm just going to create one more form, and this is just going to be a very quick little form that I want for the sidebar. So I'm just going to create a new form. I'm going to call it sidebar. And this one is just going to be a very quick contact, which includes the name. And it's going to be a simple name. There we go, required. And email address, which is here. Okay, and we'll make that required too. That's it. Click update form, and now I'm going to just add this to the sidebar. So I'm back on the front now, and here is my sidebar. It's just got comments in it at the moment, so and that appears on pretty much every page. Here's my sample page. So we just want a little form here. So we've created our sidebar form. Then if you go into the widgets area, which obviously you'll normally find under appearance and widgets. This is how you add or remove things to your sidebar if you don't know. And at the moment, here we've got the recent comments and archives. And you'll see that GravityForms has added a widget, well, it should have done. Here we go, form. So I can just drag this widget up into the displayed everywhere. I want it at the top. And I'm going to say, request a call. Just to give you an idea, I'm going to select the sidebar form. I'm not going to display the title because I've just added a title there. I'm not going to display the description. I'm just going to click save. So now, going back to the front of the website, I'm just going to refresh this page. There's my little form. Request a call in the sidebar. Looking good. Okay, so that comes to the end of this video on how to add forms to your WordPress website. I hope you found that useful. Go check out GravityForms and get it installed and start setting up some forms. I'm going to create some more form related videos after this one on how to set up goals on your forms in Google Analytics and how to use Google AdWords conversion tracking also with these type of forms, these GravityForms. So if you're doing any of those things, if you're running Google Analytics or if you're running Google AdWords, then you need to check those out to make sure that you're tracking everything. Hopefully you like what I'm doing. If you do, if you can show your appreciation by clicking the like button, that would be great, and I will see you next time.